त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Well, hearty welcome to you all. So nice to see you all back tonight for day 2. So I'm Lynn, in case I haven't spoken to you before, if it's your first time tonight. If you had any difficulties logging in last night, apologies for that, but it should have been a bit smoother today. Gulshan and I will be here as your MCs again tonight. And tonight we have Jenny from Sydney, who's going to talk to us a little more about our subtle system. But last night was very nice. We had a lovely meditate with Abhijit in his lovely sweet voice, and we went through the self-realization in a couple of different ways, both with Shri Mataji and in a second meditation with Abhijit. Plus, he gave us a meditation where we cleared the left and right sides of our nature. And I think Jenny will explain a little bit more about that today. Plus, don't worry if you don't recall how we did the self-realization. Most of this week we'll go through that in some form so that we really feel that we've established our self-realization. So plenty of time to recall that. No need to worry about remembering all of those questions that we ask ourselves and the affirmations that we make as well. And it'll start to become automatic and just come from your heart anyway. Whatever you say from your heart will work. We also have a bit of homework to talk about. Homework in that gathering something for tomorrow night. and we'll talk about that later. But for tonight, Gulshan, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I was just going to welcome everyone again for day 2 of action and balancing, which Jenny is going to take us through. But also, I believe Jenny's got a lovely evening planned for us. So, Jenny, tell us what you have in mind to talk to us about tonight.
Well, tonight, as Lynn mentioned, we'll be going through the realization process again. You really can't do this too many times. Every time we go through the realization process, our Kundalini becomes stronger, rises up more strongly up our spine, and connects us in a much deeper way to the all-pervading power and to our spirit. So I know it's something that I like to do on a weekly basis, as well as meditating in a variety of ways, which we'll go into more later as we progress with this series. So we will do that. And then we will go into what is known as the balancing. And I think you mentioned that Abhijit did a little bit of that yesterday. And the balancing involves bringing yourself into this moment. So taking your attention away from the past and away from the future and bringing you into now. And when you are in the center is where your thoughts become minimal. And that's a wonderful way to be.
It's nice to be able to go into that space where you're not bombarded by thoughts all the time. Lynn, I just realized you may have to unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Did I talk on there without anyone being able to hear me? Maybe you weren't meant to hear me.
Just a little bit of that's all. We didn't miss anything. So
okay. I wanted to mention also that if anyone does have any questions, or you want to kind of share something you were feeling and you weren't sure about it, we will have another interactive session at the end. But also if you don't have any questions and you're just feeling relaxed and you just want to finish, we will have a point where we'll say that's the program is finished there, but we'll have a few minutes where we'll just meditate quietly, and then we'll have a question and answer session. So whoever of us are here will answer those questions, and if there's something we need to meditate on a bit further, we will also do that. So just so that if you have a question in mind, we will give the space for it later on after the program, the main part of the program finishes. So be ready for that. And also I hope I'll remember that we'll tell you what you need to bring for tomorrow at the end as well. Yes. And so without talking too much, Jenny, would you like to, we'll mute ourselves and make ourselves invisible and let you give us some words of wisdom and some lovely meditation. Thanks, Jenny.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jenny.
So welcome again, everyone, to this program. I remember I was in your position about maybe just over 20 years ago when I first got my realization. And I remember at the time not feeling very much. There was a lot of talk about feeling a cool breeze and feeling things on my hands. And I didn't feel that myself. And it took a little bit of time before I could feel that. So if you did go through the realization process yesterday and you didn't feel a coolness above your head or on your hands, don't feel like you failed. Sometimes it will take a little bit of time. The most important thing is for you to leave with today is a sense of peace. So take a little bit of time now to see how you're feeling right now. And then at the end, see if you're feeling different. It can be very subtle, but there is some change that is happening within you. Even if you are not feeling it, there is something happening within you. And it may take a few days or a couple of weeks before it starts to manifest on the outside. I know it probably took me maybe about a month before I started to feel stronger on the inside. And I really couldn't put it into words, but there was definitely a change happening within me. And I never looked back. Now meditation is a part of my daily practice, and it has made many, many changes to my life. So what we will do today, as we mentioned, we will go through the realization process again. We'll do a very short introduction to what is happening when you do go through the realization process. We'll go through the process, and then we will come back together and talk a little bit more. So Bhuvan, if you could please put up the subtle system chart. Thank you. So most likely, most of you have seen this before, so I won't spend a lot of time talking, because one thing we need to remember is that Sahaja Yoga is not so much about knowledge, it is about the experience. But I will tell you a little bit about what is happening to you when you get your realization. So you'll see at the base of the spine there, you have an energy known as the Kundalini. Most of us are born with it in a sleeping state, which means it is coiled within our sacrum bone. Now, this Kundalini is our own spiritual mother. She has her own intelligence. She knows everything about us, and she's been with us since the beginning of time. And she really wants us to have our best life. So with our realization, this energy, this Kundalini is awakened. She passes up our spine, through our brain, and then out the top of the head. So when this happens, there is a space, as she passes through the brain, there is a space that is created between our thoughts. And this space creates a silence, and that is the beginning of meditation. Now, this form of meditation, Sahaja Yoga, was begun in 1970 by Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, and you can see her photo there on the screen. And Shri Mataji started this meditation because she wanted this experience to be available to everyone, which is one of the reasons why Sahaja Yoga is free. So regardless of how many sessions you attend, whether it's in person or online like this, you will never have to pay, because really this knowledge is for everyone. So in our first meditation today, what we're going to do is, if this is your first time with us, we are going to awaken this energy, this Kundalini. But if you have gone through this process again, you are establishing your Kundalini awakening, which means that your Kundalini is coming up more strongly, and it is connecting you to the all-pervading power. Now, we can describe the all-pervading power in a number of ways. It is the power of the universe. It is Mother Nature. It is the power that turns the earth, that makes the flowers grow. It is essentially divine love, and it is looking after us at every moment. So with our Kundalini awakening, we are connected to this power, which takes us into this balancing silent state. So what we should do now is go through the experience. So Bhuvan is going to put up some slides to show you where you're going to place your hands while we do this. And I will talk you through it. So we are going to start with our hands out on our lap, palm up. If you have your shoes on, please take them off, because we are using the power of the earth to help this process along the way. So with our hands open on our lap, our feet flat on the ground, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to place it on the left side of the chest. And when you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes and keep your attention where your hand is. And just take a moment to feel the rise and fall of your chest. Now, as we go through this process, we're going to ask a series of questions and make a number of statements. And when we do this, we are talking to this spiritual mother within us, this Kundalini. So we can start our questions and our statements with the words mother or mother Kundalini. So with our hand on our heart, we're going to ask ourselves a very important question. And it's probably a question that you've already asked yourself sometime in your life. Mother Kundalini, just say this inside your heart. Mother Kundalini, who am I? Am I more than this mind, this body, these emotions, these thoughts, these responsibilities? Who am I? What is my purpose? Mother Kundalini, help me to know myself. We're now going to take our hand, our right hand, and place it on the left side of the stomach. And here we're going to ask ourselves, or this mothering energy within us, another question. Mother Kundalini, am I my own master? Am I in control of my thoughts, my words, and my actions? Mother Kundalini, am I my own master? Now we're going to take our right hand and place it close to our left hip. And here we can say in our heart, Mother Kundalini, please connect me to the pure knowledge, the pure knowledge of my spirit and of the higher power. Mother Kundalini, please connect me to the truth that lies within me. As soon as we ask our Kundalini for this connection to the truth, she begins her upward path. So we can help her along by once more placing our hand to the left side of the stomach. And as our Kundalini begins to awaken, a very subtle change happens within us. And we begin to move towards being our own master. So here we can say with full confidence, Mother Kundalini, I am my own master. I am my own master. I am in control of myself. We're going to take our right hand and place it over our heart again. And here we're going to answer the very first question we asked. Mother Kundalini, I am more than this mind, this body, these words, these emotions. I am the spirit. I am the spirit. I am pure silence, bliss, peace. I am the pure spirit. We're now going to take our right hand and place it just where our left shoulder meets the left side of our neck. And we're going to turn our head round to the right to help open this energy center. And here, this energy center can become blocked if we feel guilty. So here we can say, Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Mother Kundalini, help me to recognize my mistakes and learn from them. Help me to see my mistakes as an opportunity for growth. There is no need for guilt. Help me to be kind to myself. I am not guilty. We're now going to place our hand across our forehead. We can lean our head into our hand. And to allow the Kundalini to pass through our brain, we need to be able to forgive ourselves and to forgive others. So here we can say from our heart, Mother Kundalini, I forgive. I forgive. I forgive. Help me to see that forgiveness is a gift to myself. I forgive. We can now take our hand and place it at the back of the head, and this time we can lean our head into our hand. One of the greatest powers we have is humility. Without humility, we cannot learn and we cannot see ourselves properly. So here, in full humility, we can ask for forgiveness. Mother Kundalini, please forgive me. Please forgive me for any mistakes I have made, knowingly or unknowingly, against my spirit and against the divine. Mother Kundalini, please forgive me. Now going to take our hand and place it right at the top of the head. And take your full attention to where your hand is. You can use our palm to press down quite firmly and rotate in a clockwise direction, because this is the way our Kundalini turns. And as we do this, we can say, Mother Kundalini, please give me my realization, or please deepen my realization. Please connect me to the higher power. Mother Kundalini, please give me my realization. Please give me my connection. Mother Kundalini, please give me my realization. And we're going to take our hand up above our head, about 10 or 20 centimeters. Just try to settle your attention where your hand is. And then we're going to put our hand back down into our lap, but keeping our attention above our head. If you're having thoughts, don't get frustrated. Just let them pass through your attention. Keep bringing your attention back to that space between your thoughts. Mother Kundalini, I am the spirit. I am pure silence, pure joy, nothing but peace. You can use your right hand now to sweep along the front of the body, lightly touching the head and lifting up. And know that every time you do this, you are strengthening your connection to the higher power. Keeping your attention and keeping your hand above your head, just see what you're feeling. You may be feeling some tingling or some heat or a whisper of energy, which may feel warm or cool. And this is the manifestation of this Kundalini that you have within you that has now been awakened. Taking your hands, just lightly rub them together and place them out, palm up about the level of your heart. And again, see what you're feeling. Again, you might feel warm or cool, tingling. And any sensations are an indication that your Kundalini is very gently and carefully taking you into the balance, making you stronger. And then finally, bring your attention inside and see if your thoughts have begun to slow down. If you're feeling a greater sense of peace, perhaps joy, perhaps that silence that we all crave. And this is the most important thing. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Bhuvan, if you could please put up the chakra chart again. So when you look at this subtle system we have within us, you will see that there are 3 channels. The blue channel is the channel of our heart, the channel of our emotions, the channel of our past. Whenever our attention is in the past, or we are using our emotions to make a decision, we are using the energy of the left channel. Now, the yellow channel is the channel of our future. It is the right channel. When we are using our rational side, when we are thinking about the future, when we are planning, we are using the energy of the right channel. Now, we have to use these energies. We can't just stay in the present moment. We use our memory to learn. We need to plan to move forward in our lives. But we all overthink. We all spend too much time in the left or too much time in the right. So with meditation, what happens is that we minimize those unnecessary thoughts that come from the past or the future. Now, if we just go back to what we were feeling on our hands again for a minute, just rub them together again. And just hold them up one more time. Palm up about the level of your heart. You might find that one hand feels warmer than the other. If your left hand feels warmer, it means that your attention is more often in the past. You use your head over your heart. You are more of an emotional person. If your right hand feels warmer, it means that you're more of a futuristic person. You make your decisions you make your decisions from your brain, your rational side. Where we need to be for our own physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, our spiritual health is in the center. So to bring ourselves into the center, we meditate daily to clear out these channels. And we also can do a very simple exercise called balancing. So I think, Bhuvan, you might have a slide to show the hand positions for balancing. So while he's finding that, we'll just talk through it for a minute. When we want to clear our left side, here we go. Thank you, Bhuvan. When we want to clear our left side, we keep our left hand on our lap and we drop our right hand down to the earth. When we want to clear our right side, we place our right hand on our lap and put our left hand up to the sky like this. So we're going to do this now as a little meditation and see what happens to your thoughts. See if you go into a more deep meditation, if your attention comes more easily into this present moment. So we will once more close our eyes. We can use our right hand to sweep along the front of the body, lightly touching the top of the head and lifting up to take ourselves back into that meditative state. Then we will leave our left hand on our lap and drop our right hand down to the Mother Earth. Again, we're going to ask this mothering energy to help us. Mother Kundalini, please come into our left channel. Please take away any darkness or heaviness in our left channel and take it down into the Mother Earth. Please clear away any unhelpful emotions. Any fears, insecurities, dissatisfactions. Mother Kundalini, please take our attention out of the past and bring it into this moment. We're now going to clear our right channel, the channel of action, the channel of the future. So we will place our right hand on our lap and we'll bend our left arm at the elbow. Mother Kundalini, please come into our right channel. Please take away any heat in our right channel, any heat caused by our planning and our overthinking. Please take away any heat that causes feelings of stress, of anger, of impatience, of judgment. Mother Kundalini, please bring my attention out of the future and into this moment. We'll just stay like this for a little longer and allow any heat to leave our right side. Mother Kundalini, please cool down our right side. We can put our hand back down into our lap. We can sweep our right hand along the front of the body, taking our attention once more above our head. Then we can place our hand back down into our lap. Mother Kundalini, please balance our left and right channel. Our past and our future. Our head and our heart. Please connect us to the divine silence, the divine love. Staying in this meditative state, we're going to listen to Bhuvan. We might play Shri Mataji's talks first, please, and then going on to some music, if that's possible. We're going to listen to 2 talks from Shri Mataji, 2 very short talks. Where she speaks about the balance. And then after that, we will stay in meditation with some music.
With Jo means born. So it is born with you the right to become united, which is the yoga, with the divine. We have 2 sides in our system of autonomous nervous system, left and right, which we call as left and right sympathetic nervous system. The left side caters for our emotions, for our past, our desires. The right side caters for our action, physical and mental. If you indulge into one too much and go too far with it, you develop an imbalance within yourself. In the center lies the third power, which we call as parasympathetic nervous system. This is the channel which is the central path of ascent. When the Kundalini rises through it, it brings you in the balance because it rises in the center of the system. So this is the minimum that happens, that you develop your balance. This is the last breakthrough of our evolution, where you have to get connected with the divine, you have to feel it on your central nervous system, And that's how you get your self-realization. History of humanity, in the history of evolution, in the history of spirituality is the most important time, because here where you will get whatever has been promised to you so far. Our planet is moving in a spiral way. All the planets are moving in a spiral way, and they are creating all possible things for the use of human beings so that they can save time for getting their ascent and for meditative growth. This is the left side, this is the right side. So this is the left sympathetic nervous system, say, and this is the right sympathetic nervous system. And really spinal cord looks like this. And inside here is the spinal cord, which has the centers in it, the subtle centers. Now, when you start using the energy of these centers, say too much on the right, and it starts moving more towards the right, and there's a constriction, and the power becomes less because you are exhausting, going more towards the right side. Suddenly something happens, and from the left, if there's a jerk, then the connection is completely broken. This is on its own, it starts working on its own. That's why we say that this has become malignant. I have no relationship with the whole to have the proportionate growth. So if the nose starts developing, it can cover your eyes, can cover your mouth, everything. This is how a cancer is set in. Or any other disease. So many psychosomatic diseases are nothing but somatic is from the right side, and when the psyche gives in, then it becomes a psychosomatic disease. There are so many diseases which are more psychosomatic than physical, and these we call them as incurable, can be easily cured by Kundalini awakening, because when Kundalini passes through this, she just integrates them. For example, she is going like this, then she goes into this, integrates them, just like she strings them, and also she nourishes that center. That's how people get cured, automatically, by themselves, by their own power. Saha means faith, Ja means born. So it is born with you. Now, today I cannot cover all the centers, because if I start covering all the centers, it will be a very lengthy thing. I have covered 3 centers, as you have seen, the Muladhara chakra, the Swadhisthana, and the Nabhi chakra, and others I'll cover later on tomorrow. But I must talk about the spirit, about which we are talking for ages now, that we have to become the spirit. Now, English language, as you know, spirit can be anything. It's a very ambiguous word. Even to alcohols we call it spirits, even to the dead souls we call them spirits, and even to the spirit, that is BR, the pure being, which is called as Atma in Sanskrit language, we call the word spirit. Here I am saying, talking about that spirit, which is the pure being within you, which is a detached being within you, which is the witness within you, which sees you all the time, which watches you, which resides within you as joy and happiness in the heart. It resides in the heart. This spirit is not in our conscious mind, is not in our central nervous system, is not under our control. To give it an analogy, I say that the left side within us is like the brake, and the right side is like an accelerator in a car. Now, in the car, we are learning driving, sitting in the front seat, and there is the master watching at the back and seeing the whole play. Now, what you do is to go to the left, means sometimes you put the brake, sometimes you put the accelerator, make mistakes, and then you learn how to drive. That learning how to drive is the wisdom part of it, which comes to us through balancing our lives. Balance is the most important thing to begin with. But even if you don't have balance, I have seen in Sahaja Yoga very imbalanced people get into the balance. Now this balancing left and right, or say of the brake and the accelerator, gives you a position where you can say, now you have mastered the driving. But still there is the master sitting at the back. Then you become the master. The master is the spirit within you. You become the spirit and you start watching yourself as a driver. The whole thing becomes like a play, like a drama. That you separate yourself and start seeing everything happening before your eyes. Everything happening just like a drama outside you. And you are not the part and parcel of it. So you enter into the area of your axis and the periphery loses its impact on you. You become a person who is silent, blissful, quiet, and sees the periphery, the movement of the periphery, but you are not in it. That's how you become the master. That's how you become the prophet. But Sahaja Yoga today has a power to make the prophets out of the men of God, and these prophets will have power to make others prophets. So says William Blake, the great poet of this country. And that's exactly what Sahaja Yoga is. He predicted it 100 years back, and today
Now, before we finish off our meditation for this evening, if you need to, just bring your attention back to the top of your head. And take a moment to find that silence within you. And know that when you are in that silent state, you are the spirit. And you are one with the higher power. When you are in that silent state, you are at your most powerful. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Now, when we meditate, we don't only meditate to feel that silence during that time of meditation. We meditate to feel that silence and that strength and that peace throughout our day. So to help establish that peace and that silence wherever you are, whoever you're with, and whatever you're doing, we finish off and start our meditation with something known as raising the Kundalini and putting on a bandhan. So I think, Bhuvan, you might have a slide to help what that looks like, to help show what that looks like. So we start by, to raise our Kundalini and put on a bandhan, we start by putting our left hand out about the same height as our navel, and then using our right hand to rotate around our left hand as it goes up. And we tie one knot. And then we do it again. And we tie two knots. And then we do it again for the third time. And this helps to keep our attention up here above our thoughts. Now, the second part of this is putting on a bandhan. So we start with our left hand, palm up next to our left hip, and our right hand rests on top, and then it goes all the way over to our right hip and back again. And we do this 7 times because we have 7 energy centers, which we'll talk about further on. And this helps to protect the qualities of these energy centers. So your Kundalini is like a seedling. It has just sprouted. And to make this seedling stronger, we need to water it with meditation. And we need to water it every day. So this series is a wonderful way to support you for the next 21 days to help strengthen your Kundalini, strengthen those qualities within you of peace, of joy, of silence, so that you can feel that strength within you, that strength we all have. So thank you very much for having me. I had a wonderful time. I hope you enjoyed the meditation as much as I did.
Thank you very much, Jenny.
Thank you.
And you mentioned that at the beginning of the talk that Sahaja Yoga was about feeling it. And it was really nice to go through that experience of clearing the left and the right side, and also feeling the silence from the thoughts in our head. That was really lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll get you back to do something more in the days to come. And interesting, you were talking about the 7 energy centers, and feeling it that you mentioned, Gulshan, because tomorrow we have Andrew who's going to take us through a little bit of information about the 7 chakras. And also, the title of the session is Your Hands Will Speak. That is actually a quote of Shri Mataji's. And in order to assist our hands with speaking, he's going to take us through a lovely hand massage. So really looking forward to that. I did mention homework. I may have been muted at that time, but I did mention it. So apart from trying out your meditative state at home before we meet again tomorrow night, see if you can remember how to do that Kundalini Bandhan, as we call it. But don't worry, we'll also do it tomorrow night. And even just using your hand and taking your attention up, if you can do that first thing in the morning, that's always really good. So that's your homework between now and tomorrow when we meet. But also for our lovely hand massage that I'm anticipating we're going to have tomorrow, you just need to bring with you, if you can, a little bit of olive oil in a little bowl. Doesn't need to be more than a teaspoonful, and a little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar. So I won't tell you any more about what we're going to do, but we'll let Andrew show us and take us through that tomorrow night. So thank you, everyone. We have finished the formal part of the program, which was so very nice, meditating with you all. But we will have a little interactive section now where if anyone has any questions or anything they were feeling they want to share, we can certainly do that. And I just wanted to say also that we will turn off the YouTube recording so you can feel free to say whatever. And, you know, obviously on the subject. So we will stop the recording in a moment and we'll carry on with any questions. And otherwise we can, we've got a little poll that we can do if there's no questions also. And if there's something that someone was feeling and we need to meditate a bit more, we can also do that. So it's totally your session. So Gulshan, was there anything else we needed to cover off before we go into the interactive session?
I'm quite looking forward to the interactive session to see how everyone felt. More importantly, to know from our returnees how they found their day today. Was it any different to yesterday? And perhaps if you had a good sleep last night after this meditation. So
I had a good sleep, even though it was much less than I would have liked. All right, so I'll just finish off the YouTube recording. I think, Bhuvan, we need to put up a little slide. So we'll just meditate for a few minutes while we finish off the YouTube recording, and then we'll go into the interactive part. So just again, taking your attention up to the top of your head by, as Jenny showed us how to do, and also Abhijit yesterday, just taking your attention up to the top of your head.